Hello, what's up YouTube? It's Blizzard here, and today I'm going to be doing a video on War Thunder my top 10 least favorite planes. Um, and so I'm going to be going in order from what I think is the least, not my least favorite to my most least favorite. So, yeah, I mean, this is just personally what I think. You could comment and say, oh no, that's not bad, but personally I just think, in my opinion, these are the top 10 worst vehicles in the game. Now this could be for any reason, from the plane is just not strong in the BR to it just being a lot to research or really expensive and not worth researching for how much it is. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna be starting off here with Germany, and at number 10, I'm gonna be going with, I'm gonna have to say, the DO217J2 is, it's bad, but like not in terms of combat, it's just, I think it's bad because it costs so much to research. Like, it takes so long to research this plane, and once you get it, it's not even all that great. Like, it has 420 millimeters, and 4 machine guns. So it's basically like the other two DO217s, just more to research. It's basically the same thing. The other problem I don't like about these planes is their inability to turn. They turn really slow and are really sluggish, so they're not great for ground attacks. Um, because they're just so slow and they turn so terribly. Um, So yeah, and the reason I put this in 10 because like I like it, but at the same time I don't, because of how much how long it took to research this, and it just wasn't like what I was expecting. So yeah, now I'm gonna move on to number 9. This was actually a hard choice for Russia because like pretty much every Russian plane is really good. Like, I'm honestly impressed with the Russian tech tree for planes because it's it's like really balanced. It's decent. I love it. So this was a really hard choice. I'm probably gonna criticize me on this, but I'm gonna have to go with the IL-2 1941 as number 9 spot for my least favorite. Um, this plane is good, but the main problem I dislike about this plane is the fact that it's so slow. Especially in realistic. It's made for ground strike, but it's so slow, and it turns so slow that it's dangerous to use this on ground strike. If you aren't good with your altitude and knowing how to use this plane, you could easily crash into the ground because it pulls out of dive so slow, and it loses speed so fast that it's just dangerous to use. Um, it I honestly would love this plane if they upped the speed, but it's just so dangerous to use because it's really slow and it turns really slow. So it's really vulnerable in ground strikes. Um, it has a good weaponry loadout and everything, and the armor on it is decent, but the worst thing about this plane is the turning and the speed. So yeah, that's what I think about the IL-2 for number 9. Number 8, I'm gonna have to go with good old USA here, and that's gonna be number 8's gonna be the PBJ-1H. The good old PBJ here. It is... There's a lot of things about this plane that I question highly, like, why? Just why? You took a B-25. It's basically the same thing as a B-25, just blue. But it's made for, I guess, more for ground attack or bomber attack, but I just don't really understand the point of this plane because it's basically the same thing as a B-25. The only difference is that it has a 75mm cannon, and there's no glass on the nose of the plane. That's really the only difference. So it's you're basically flying a one-upped B-25 for it, but it costs more to research and is more expensive to repair. So I just don't think this plane is worth being at rank 3-ish. I don't really like this plane because it's pointless. Not to mention the problem with the B-25s and the PBJs, their engines are really flammable. Like, whenever I fly these things, the engines always catch on fire. No matter what, they're just super flammable and they catch on fire easily, and I hate it because then the wing just breaks off and it's just a waste. Not to mention the guns overheat really fast because of the cannon. It always jams, and it's just, God, I hate it. But yeah, that's the PBJ. Number 7. Yeah, we're on number 7. I have to go for Japan here. And this was also kind of a hard choice, mainly because I'm not that high in the ranks, and it was hard to choose between what I've already unlocked. Because, I mean, there's a lot of bad ones, but I just didn't want to make all 10 of these a rank 1. So, I'm going to have to go with the B5N2 as number 7 in top 10 worst planes. Don't get me wrong, the B5N2 is a excellent dive bomber and torpedo bomber. And the turret on it is really good. The turret on it's really powerful, and I love it for that. I love it that it's an excellent dive bomber, and it's really good to destroy ground targets with. It's really nimble and agile. But the main reason I hate using this plane is because it has no primary weapons. It doesn't have any machine guns on the front. So you're flying this plane, you're basically it's basically suicide because you can't shoot at enemies other than using the turret, which really sucks. It'd be nice if they made another version of the B5N2 that has, like, I don't know, like 7.62s or something on the front, because then it'd be so much better. But yeah, if you're going to take out some ground targets, and the fact this thing has no primary machine guns, it sucks. You can't attack any planes that are in front of you, so you always have to either rely on ally support to take out planes or your machine gunner in the back. So it just sucks because of that. But yeah. I'm going to number 6. This is gonna start getting interesting because these planes are just gonna start getting worse. So, yeah, number 6, we're gonna go to France. Alright, good old France here. This was also kind of hard to choose because I'm only at rank 2. I haven't used France that much. I just don't like their Air Force. The low ranks feel very, what's the word? Their planes are very weird, first of all. Like, they have very weird designs, and it's not really appealing at all. Like, the colors schemes and the design, they just look ugly. All their planes look ugly. Like, the colors I hate. Like, who the heck wants to fly? I'm just giving an example. Who the heck wants to fly like a freaking brick red brown looking plane that looks like it was World War One? It just looks so ugly and boxy. I hate it. It's just so, it makes my eyes burn. But yeah, for number 6, my least favorite plane for France is gonna have to be the A-35B. The reason I chose this is because, well, yeah, it's another dive bomber, but it's so bulky. It's really bulky, and I hate it because it's so, like, slow and just a big target for as a dive bomber. It's big, it's bulky, it's slow. It pulls out of dives really slow, so it like sucks. And the way that the bomb thing opens is really weird because it like opens like it opens slowly and it's like moves to the side. I don't know, it's weird though, and I don't like it. The bomb thing is weird. Also, a few times using this, the bomb dropping mechanism glitched for me and the bomb wouldn't drop, so that was pretty annoying because the bomb was just stuck and wouldn't drop. So that's another thing about this plane, is it is glitchy. Yeah, and the gun's alright. It's just so bulky. I hate it. But yeah, that's the A-35. Good old number 5, good old Britain. I'm not gonna lie, I hate Britain's Air Force. It sucks. A lot of their planes are just so bad. The only good planes that they really have are the Spitfires, and the Typhoons are good. The Typhoons are good, but like they turn kind of slow. But yeah, the only thing good about Britain is their Spitfires and probably their jets, obviously. But everything else just sucks. Their attackers suck. Their bombers suck. It's a mess. So yeah, number 5 is gonna be the Firefly Mark. Actually, I chose, this is like a 2-in-1, so bonus here. The Firefly F Mark 1 and the Mark 5 are both garbage. I hate them so much. They're even slower than, I think they're even slower than the IL-2 and the A-35. They just are very wonky when you're flying. Like, they have a tendency, like, mainly I think this is only unrealistic, but they have a tendency to just stall out. A lot of Britain's planes, their engines just like randomly will stop, and then they'll start again because they suck. But this plane is just so slow, and it takes off so slow. The guns are alright, and the bombs are, the weapon loadout in general is good. But the turrets, the machine guns do overheat fast because they're 20mm cannons, so they always get jammed in realistic. It's just a nightmare to play this plane. The same thing with the Mark 5. It's a little bit better in terms of speed and agility, but it still turns slow and it's really bad. It's a little bit better, but wouldn't chance it. And also, I don't get the point of the guy in the back. You know, it would have been really nice if that was like a machine gun or something instead, but the dude, excuse me, the second dude serves no purpose at all. He's just there. I mean, realistically, in reality, the person in the back was supposed to be, I'm gonna assume, like a radio operator or a spotter that would spot enemy bases, ground targets, or planes for the pilot. So this was, in reality, this is more like a reconnaissance aircraft than anything, so it's not really made for fighting. Reconnaissance and ground attacks, so it sucks because it's not made for combat really. So we're gonna go on down to number 4, and this is gonna be really obvious because I know a lot of people hate this plane. It's going to be the SB2U2. This plane, I have no clue why War Thunder added this plane. It's just absolute horrible. And they did not only added it just for US, but they added other variants as well for other countries, and it's the same thing. It's just complete garbage. It's slow. The guns on it are just really weak, and they can't even really get a kill with this thing because the guns are so weak. The bomb loadout is really weak as well. What is the max bomb loadout? I forget. Yeah, the max bomb loadout is 1,000 pounds, but I mean, what base? This is a rank 1. What are you gonna use a 1,000-pound bomb for? And then, or you could choose 250, two 250s and a 500, but that's not even close to 1,000. Well, almost, I think. I'd have to do the math. So the bomb loadout sucks. The guns suck, because they're only 7.7s. They can hardly damage anything. So all around, this plane is horrible. There's nothing good about it. It's just everything about it. There's no advantage. Like, there's nothing good about this, because the engine sucks, the bomb loadout sucks, the guns suck, and the plane, like, structurally and in general isn't agile, so it just is horrible. It's like a box on wheels. Honestly, the B5N2 is a better dive bomber than this thing. Even though it has no guns, the B5N2 is way better. It can do a lot more damage because it has way more bomb loadout options. So this plane is just absolutely horrible. It's one of the worst planes I think they've added recently. I mean, this is pretty recent. It's like a few updates ago, right? Like probably 4 or 5 updates ago, I'm not sure, but it's not that old. So this plane's only like a few months old, and it's horrible. The 2U3 though is a bit better because I think the guns on it, the gun loadout is way upped. It has 12.7s. 4 of them actually, Brownings. You see, both of these planes should have had 12.7s, but they were like, no, that's too close. They'll be too much the same. But yeah, it's just, this one's way better because of the guns on it are good, and it has more speed. So yeah, enough about the SB2U. We're gonna go to number 3, and we're gonna go back to Germany here. I wasn't sure to what country to select for the last few because I chose 10, so I'm gonna go back to Germany. And this is number 3. I'm gonna choose, where is it? Oh, I missed it. The HE1112AO. This has to be the most underpowered fighter in the German tech tree. It's so bad. Like, honestly, whoever thought of designing this plane It's just like, why? It's so pointless. It has one 20mm cannon on the nose, and it only has 100 rounds per clip, so you have to make those shots count. And the fire rate is slow, so it's garbage. You can't get a... It's so hard to get a kill with this thing. It's just one single MG, and the fire rate, I don't remember what the fire rate is on this. I'd have to look. Let's see. One 20mm cannon. Where does it say? Where is it? It doesn't say fire rate. Rate of climb. So the speed on this thing's good. Everything about this plane is decent, other than the fact that the weaponry is just so terrible. I highly don't recommend using this because you're not hardly gonna be able to get a kill with this thing. I think if I had looked, I think I could see specifically in this plane how many kills I've gotten with it. I'd have to go to my list service record. Let's go to Germany. Let's go aircraft. Yeah, what is it? The HE. Yeah, it's the third one down. No, wait, the fourth one down. Right. Yeah, right here. Let's see. Wait. Deaths, 31. 31 deaths. 36 respawns. Victories, no, we're not gonna pay attention to these. Okay, we're gonna pay attention to air targets destroyed. 11. I've only gotten 11 kills with this thing. And I've only destroyed 16 ground targets. Compared to this, which is 18. Oh my god, it's so bad. 11, I only got 11 kills, 0 targets destroyed. So, a 11 to 31 ratio. That's so horrible. Alright, so we're gonna go. Enough talking about the HE1112. We all know it's garbage. Well, at least I think it is. Number 2, oh man, so the last 3 are like my most least favorite. We already went over the HE. We're gonna go back to Britain just because I hate all of their planes. And this is gonna be really obvious. I'm gonna have to go with my second least favorite plane to use in this game, and it's gonna have to be the Wellington. Not just any of them, I mean all of them. I hate all of the Wellingtons. I hated grinding through them. I hated flying them. I hate them as bombers. I just abhor using these. They are so bad. Actually, for example, I'm just gonna go for the weakest. Technically, these should not be in a 3.5 BR because they just get annihilated. I've been insta-killed in the Mark X multiple times. And the 4,000-pound bomb thing is just stupid. The fucking barrel bomb or whatever it is. It's like a big-ass barrel, but it's unprotected. So, I mean, now with the new update where you can shoot bombs, people can just fly up under this plane, shoot the 4,000-pound bomb, and you're instantly dead. Not saying that's, like, common. That'd be pretty hard to do, but it can happen. So I'm just gonna go, for example, the Mark 1C. They all look the same, pretty much. The only difference is each variant has less glass. and more guns, I think, or the guns look slightly different, slightly more armored, but they're basically the same exact thing. They all have the same exact loadout, and they're all like just terrible. They're all bad. So, one, these planes are fairly slow. The engines are weak. They lack. They suck at climbing altitude, so for a bomber you're obviously gonna need to be able to climb. These things they can't. They just will stall out or lose engine power. And the armor is the worst thing. The armor is just paper. See, no armor protection. It has, the first variant has one single spar. One spar in the track, but look how thin this spar is. It's like a millimeter or so thin, and the fuel is in the wings, all exposed. It's just so terrible. The traction controls, it's so bad. The guns are fairly weak. I mean, but they do get slightly better as you go up into the max one. But again, the spars, they don't change. They're the same. Look how thin these spars are. The wings just get shot off so easy. It's just horrible. They should have made these spars stronger, to be honest, and the plane would have probably been better. Make the spars stronger and make the engines more powerful, and this will be a decent plane. But since the spar armor, the spars that hold the wings up are like paper thin, the wings just get shredded. They just fall off so easy. So yeah, that's the Wellington for you. Not a very good bomber at all. It's very underpowered. Next, oh boy, we're number 1. Italy. Why? Just why? I'm gonna tell you guys right now, this is the absolute nightmare of a plane to use in the game. It's just so bad. It's like the worst plane ever. The P108A Series 2. I don't know what the hell these Italians were thinking, making this a thing. So, you know number 3, the HE1112AO, how it had one cannon? This is basically an HE1112, but a bomber. Well, actually, it's not even a bomber, because it doesn't carry bombs, which is absolutely stupid. It should be able to carry bombs as well. But no, they were like, oh, let's rip out the bomb mechanism, let's replace it with a massive 102mm cannon that only has 50 rounds and fires 18 rounds a minute. 18 rounds in 1 minute. It's oh god, it's terrible. I have nightmares of using this thing. I'm glad I don't have to use it anymore, but I hated using it. I could never get a kill with it. Now the spars are decent-ish. The turrets are good. They have good defensive turrets. But this plane is just so disadvantaged for combat use. It's so hard to kill a ground target with this. You have to have your aim like spot on the target, and you have to be like a certain speed and a certain altitude. It's just so bad. And not only that, but a lot of times when I was using this, your ammunition can get shot and destroyed, and you lose all your ammo. You lose all 50 rounds, and then you have no ammo, and it doesn't replenish. So you have to like fly all the way back to base to get more ammo because this is just destroyed. And oh my god, it's so horrible. and people always go for this plane because they know it's garbage, so people just love going for this plane just to kill it because it's an easy target. And man, using this plane is rage-inducing. It's not fun at all. It's just so bad. The engine speed's good. The secondary weapons are good. The turrets are pretty decent, but I don't know what they were thinking adding this. It's just a waste. Like, the plane's so huge. It's not meant for doing these kinds of ground attacks. Like, it's so huge of a plane. You know, it would be a lot better if they had like a smaller version of this. Like, I don't know, like the size of an A-35 or a what's that one plane? The US. It's a US plane. Yeah, the A-26. It would be awesome if they had like a variant of the A-26 or the A-35 but with a 102mm cannon, because you'd have more of an advantage because you'd have a lot more speed, a lot more turning capabilities. You'd be a smaller target, but you'd still have that massive gun that would pack a big punch, and it'd be a lot easier. But instead you're stuck with this massive 4-engine bomber with a single 102mm cannon. It's just so pointless. It's like the worst thing in the game to use, cause man, I hate it. Actually, I want to see on here, where is it? Service record, Italy, planes. Oh, the P108 Series 2. Okay, look, 6 deaths, 0 plane kills, and only 4 ground targets in all my time using it. 4 ground targets. Oh my god, it's so bad. But yeah, this was top 10, my top 10 personal least favorite planes in War Thunder. Tell me what you guys think. If you've played this game, tell me your least favorite plane or your most favorite plane. Tell me what you think about that, and don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, hit that bell button to get notified about my uploads. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video of what I think the top 10 worst planes in War Thunder are. Stay tuned for my next video. I should be uploading soon. I think I'm gonna continue the Call of Duty playthrough. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. See you soon. Bye.